wasn't even close. Over 27 assists per game as a team.
Yeah, 28 times they had 30 or more assists. In 2014, the team that led in that category was the Spurs. They did it only 16 times.
Wow. The Clippers shooting their first free throw of the game.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And guys, you know what? That's made things hard for them in a lot of their games. I mean, that inability to convert their chances at the free throw line.
Mbah a Moute with the steal. And now Paul pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
Steph Curry does so many things well, Clark, on the floor, but one area he had struggled with was turning the ball over.
Yeah, and after a slow start, Kevin, to the year in the turnover department, Curry was able to slowly right the ship.
And Curry and his turnovers last year, a lot of it might have been getting used to a new system, but you can see he's also tightened up his play to reduce the giveaways.
Paul, right side. It's stolen by Curry. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. Here's Paul. He's got 8.
And, you know, Curry knew turnovers were a problem. How about his mom even instituted a fine on him? And so anytime he has more than 3 in a game, he owes his mom $100 per turnover.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Plenty of space. Again, Golden State.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Paul. The shot misses. And Golden State will go the other way with it. Nobody near Barnes. The Clippers grab the miss.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Golden State's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Curry with a wide open look. Drops in the tray. Curry's got 9 points.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Paul kicks to Jordan. Redick is in the corner. Back to Jordan. The shot is off. Nice D from Bogut. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Thompson with the bucket.
Their backcourt is phenomenal, Kevin. Absolutely phenomenal. That's why they've been given the green light every time they touch the ball.
Ball against Curry. Now here's Paul. Not a lot of room. And the wide open shot from Redick. And just miss after miss right now. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Barnes with it. And Griffin picks him up defensively. The second chance effort. And the layup good by Curry. Curry's got 11.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Mbah a Moute up top, covered by Barnes. Paul can't get it to go.
Not good shot selection. Long range and a defender all up in your jersey.
And, you know, that's just the kind of defensive work he's known for. I mean, he can take that shot away from you and does it more times than not.
Now here's Curry. 11 points in the game.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Green comes in for Mbah a Moute. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. Golden State also making some changes. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Now a timeout called by Golden State. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated. If you look at Chris Paul, you're looking at a guy who really is the standard bearer of point guards. I mean, he can pass, he can score, he plays great defense. He also competes. But what makes him the floor general that all others are measured against, really the instincts and leadership.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Aldridge comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And Paul Pierce is subbed in for Blake Griffin. Here is Livingston. On the wing, Thompson, guarded by Crawford. 4 on the clock, and Thompson kicks to Iguodala. Here's Livingston. Dives for it, and out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And the Warriors with some changes. Andrew Bogut checked in for Spates. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Stephen Curry in for Sean Livingston. Passes it to Pierce. It's Crawford on the wing, guarded by Curry. Curry against Crawford. The tray. That's good. Crawford's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Going back to Chris Paul, if you could build a point guard from scratch, Clark, he might be the model.
Yeah, I tell you what, you could do much worse than him, that's for sure. One of the very best. 6 times he's led the NBA in steals. Just an incredible all-around player. One of the greatest team leaders, I think, in the history of the league as well.
Over the last 2 seasons, he's led the league in assists, you're right. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Just 4 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And the basket by Curry. 1 second left. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Warriors ahead. They lead by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center. And Clippers head coach Doc Rivers told us earlier he wants to embrace criticism.
Expectations are.
Doc Rivers is really a master motivator, isn't he? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
sure
almost jiu-jitsu, the way he takes something like criticism and Clark turns it into a compliment.
How could you not want to play for Doc? I mean, he's the ultimate players coach and the kind of guy his players would do anything for. He's played the game, and he's a tremendous communicator.
So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
Right from the start, they have been able to really own that paint and just dominate the backboard.
Well, Greg, you can't dominate the boards unless all 5 guys are making the effort to box out and chase down the ball.
Rivers out there with Crawford. Then there's Green, and it's Pierce, and it's Aldridge in at the center position. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Pierce with another miss.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try to lean. And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Curry kicks to Green. Back to Curry. Feeds to Barnes. On the wing, Thompson. Pierce with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Crawford, no one around him. Knocks down the 3-ball. Crawford's got 8.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide open 3.
Rejected by Pierce. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Jordan, he's checked in for Aldridge. Griffin comes in for Paul Pierce. Johnson, he's checked in for Green. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Curry with the steal. Again, Curry missing.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
And another three for the Clippers.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
Pass to Thompson. Goes up on the wing, and he hits the jumper for two. Thompson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Redick for three, and that's collected by Bogut.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
A nice bounce back here for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year three. Moved into the starting line. Last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
The Clippers trail 3-on-3. Here's Griffin, and it comes off the front of the rim. The Warriors have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Curry against Rivers. Curry passes to Thompson. Back to Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 16 points for Steph Curry.
I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
The assist, Klay Thompson. Los Angeles timeout call.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
So for the Clippers, Mbah a Moute's checked in for Johnson, and Paul's subbed in for Austin Rivers. Paul is doubled. It's deflected. Now the dish to Griffin. Shot clock at 5. The three, and that one's good. Griffin's got himself. Going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces.
And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game, Kevin.
But Clark, I don't know that he planned it out too far in advance. That was one of those things that you know, just happened.
I think it was premeditated.
I really don't. I think that he's one of those guys that just plays off of instinct, and they don't mind him making those kinds of plays, even in a close game.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. And he elevates for the slam dunk. Maurice Speights did not.